You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
I can't wait to get into today's Training Thursday. So although I know this isn't exactly exercise specific, it does directly have to do with you detoxifying your body and getting a lot of those same benefits that we associate with what I call training. And to me, training isn't just about lifting weights or going for a run or, doing a spin class, any of those things. Training are the things that you do in your daily routine that you're using to get the benefits of wellness, weight loss, or anti-aging. And today's show, honestly, it is some of the best research that I've seen to date. It came out a couple years ago, and essentially, unless you are in the functional medicine, not even that, unless you're in like the traditional naturopathy or you're in, one of the real health-based professions where you're trying not to use drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, or anything like that in your practice, you might not even know about this study. And I'll tell you this, it's this remarkable, and very few things do I get this excited about sharing with you with. And the reason is this. Imagine there was a drug out there right now, pharmaceutical drug, that reduce your risk of all forms of mortality, all forms of death, basically any form of dying by half. It just cut it in half. Can you imagine how much that pharmaceutical drug would be worth? It would be worth literally trillions of dollars. People would be lining up in the street for this drug. Really, anyone over the age of 40 was like, okay, I might as well get on this now because it's going to cut my risk of all disease or all death, I should say, causes of death in half, basically half. And the amazing thing is we have this opportunity right now to take advantage of this. It's one of the best things that I've been using in my practice for a long time. A lot of people don't know this, but when I first became a functional medicine and naturopathic doctor, I worked out of another practice, and the practice is absolutely fantastic. It's right down the street from me. It's about maybe a quarter mile away. I could walk there in about 5 minutes. And the reason why I left that practice is not because that it wasn't great. Essentially, there were a couple chiropractors there. There were a couple massage therapists. There were a couple chiropractors, acupuncturists, massage therapists. Okay, absolutely fantastic practice, and I was the naturopath there. So what it didn't have, though, were a lot of the modalities I like to use in natural medicine. Because natural medicine is not just food and it's not just nutritional supplements. That's a big part of it. There's no doubt about it. But naturopathic medicine, or naturopathy, again, because naturopathic medicine, today's naturopathic doctors, which are fantastic, don't get me wrong, Bastyr, Southwest, all these colleges, Bridgeport, absolutely fantastic. Please, those are great colleges. Do go to that if you're thinking about becoming a naturopathic doctor. However, a naturopathic doctor today is more of a functional medicine doctor. It's different than the traditional naturopathy of 15, 20 years ago. And then, of course, that's when it became more standardized. And that's not a bad thing, not a bad thing at all. But what you're missing a lot of time are the other traditional naturopathic methods, which might be methods such as fasting, sweating, all the other things that aren't thought about in the same exact way, because a lot of times what we like to do in functional medicine, again, I'm a functional medicine practitioner, so there's no doubt about it. We like to lab test, and we like to use a supplement that's going to help with that and look at these specific underlying root causes and then use food. Absolutely agree. Totally agree. But there's more to it than that. It's looking at the entire body, the entire system. And what I'm about to explain right now really should be a part of every health coach that's listening, personal trainer, nutritionist, because it's going to help you as an individual, but then it's also going to help you for your patients and your clients. So think about where you're at right now. And again, I'm saying as a health coach, because about 25%, maybe 30% of everyone listening right now is a health coach. And then the vast majority, 70% or so, is not. That's your typical person that I would see in my practice and that I'm just looking to help. But here's the thing. I'm going to reveal it right now. Enough talk, right? So right now, what we're looking at research-wise was that about 19 minutes is all it took. I'm going to give you the exact stats. Is all that it took to reduce cardiovascular death and all-cause mortality by about half. And what is that one thing? It is using a sauna regularly. That's it. And why did I save this show for so long? Here's the reason why. I've been testing out saunas for quite some time, so I'm not going to get into that. But you know what? Just ethically, I don't know what it is. It's just something about asking people to spend money or spend a lot of money on things. And I know that that's not a good thing on my part because these things can obviously help people quite a bit. And again, like I don't even own any saunas. Like I'm not in the sauna business. But what I needed to do is I needed to find a less expensive option for people. And I found that now. I'll share that with them in the show. But again, keep in mind, your local gym probably has a sauna. If you're paying for gym membership, you never need to buy a sauna. You can just use that. You could use a local YMCA. What I need to make sure, though, is that you understand this research. And that's why all I'm going to do right now is literally read you. And this is very straightforward, just a quick paragraph about what the science shows, okay? So it says right here, this was published online by JAMA. I mean, this is one of the leading journals in medicine. Okay, so the Journal of the American Medical Association of Internal Medicine, that's what this was published in. Again, this is not a naturopathic, this is not functional medicine, this is your conventional medicine. This is what your MD or PCP practices. This is their journal. So this isn't, even thinking like this is some woo-woo based science or anything like that. It's not. This is legitimate across the board. Okay, and this is what it says right here. And again, this was not a small study. This is a group of 2,315 middle-aged men, 42 to 60 years old from Finland. Okay? This is a very large group study. Listen to this right here. I'm going to read it exact. Results show that during a median follow-up of nearly 21 years, this is a long-term study, 21 years, there were 190 sudden cardiac deaths, 281 fatal cardiovascular health diseases, 407 cardiac-based deaths, 929 deaths from all causes. Okay. So, compared with men who reported one sauna bathing session per week, the risk of sudden cardiac death was 22% lower for 2 to 3 sauna bathing sessions per week. And when they say sauna bathing, all they mean are sauna sessions. You legitimately just sit in a sauna that's hot. It's about 150 degrees. And you just sweat. That's all you have to do. You don't have to exercise. You don't have to eat well. You don't have to do anything else. This is just talking about sauna. And 63% lower for 4 to 7 sauna sessions per week. So keep in mind, your chance of cardiovascular death, sudden cardiac death, was 22% lower for 2 to 3 sauna sessions. It was 63% lower for 4 to 7 sauna sessions per week. 63% lower. Legitimately, all you have to do is use a sauna, and your risk essentially for cardiac death goes down by 2/3. There is nothing else in the world that I've seen to my knowledge. Again, feel free to write into the Cabral concept if you've seen anything. I'm a big research person. If you've seen anything that compares to this. Okay. Again, omega-3 oils, things like that. Yes, I've seen some great research on that. This, nothing touches this. The risk of fatal cardiac death events was 23% lower for 2 to 3 bathing sessions, sauna bathing sessions per week, and 48% lower for 4 to 7. Okay. So sudden versus cardiac death, basically. Okay. It was also 27% lower for men who took 2 to 3 sessions per week and 50% lower for men who were using the sauna 4 to 7 times per week. Okay. So it's essentially sudden versus over time. That's the best way to think about that. Okay, now for all-cause mortality, that means not just cardiovascular death, like heart attacks, not just for heart attacks. What else? For all causes of mortality. You name it. If you can think of it, that's part of this all-cause. Sauna bathing 2 times per week was associated with a 24% lower risk, and 4 to 7 times per week was associated with a 40% risk reduction compared to only 1 sauna session per week. 40% lower from all-cause mortality. The amount of time spent in the sauna seemed to matter too. Compared with men who spent less than 11 minutes in the sauna, the risk of sudden cardiac death was 7% lower for sauna sessions of 11 to 19 minutes, and 52% less for sessions lasting for more than 19 minutes. Okay, so how long do you need to go in the sauna? About 19 minutes, or I would say 20 minutes. This is why at our sauna in Boston, again, for any sauna, you don't have to come to Boston to use our sauna. Like, that's not part of it. Believe me, there's nothing here that I'm trying to sell you on. What I'm selling you on is using a sauna. That's basically the bottom line. And how long should you do it for? 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. When I use the sauna, I try to use it for 30 minutes. That's my ideal length. Some people can't go in it for more than 10 minutes their very first time. That's okay. You have to build up your heat tolerance. And if you have a disease, your tolerance might be a lot less. When I go in a sauna, I don't even start sweating for about 15 minutes, and then I start to sweat a lot. I get the most benefit from minute like 22 to minute 28, 29, and then it's time for me to get out. I feel like my heart rate's starting to speed up a little bit. So then I get out. And I'll tell you this, again, this doesn't have to be a long podcast, because what I did was I shared the most important information with you. This was read directly as an excerpt out of Science Daily that is directly quoted from JAMA Internal Medicine, which is just essentially the American Medical Association's internal medicine journal. This is published for all medical doctors to read. How many medical doctors talk to you about this? Zero. Almost zero, unless they've practiced some type of functional medicine or they even know what a sauna is. Again, most people in the US don't even know what a sauna is, which is why this research is being done in Europe. I look towards Europe for a lot of the research. Finland's great. I look a lot to Germany. This is why I studied overseas. The US is great, but there's so much more research as well to be looked at overseas. Okay, so now what should you do? Like, meaning for a sauna? Well, we have a sauna at our clinic, our practice in Boston, and it's very expensive. It's a commercial use sauna. It's about $6,000 to $8,000 in that range. It's made by Sunlighten. I will link up all the different saunas today. So I'm going to link up a sauna that I just bought for my own personal use at home. It's somewhere around $700. It's made by Therasage. It is absolutely fantastic. Why do I like this? I even highlighted in my newer book. It's because it's zero EMF. And it's not just far infrared. It's a near, mid, and far infrared with zero EMF. And it's portable, meaning like it comes in this little briefcase thing and you can just pop it up. It works fantastically well. And it also uses just some nice gemstones in there as well. So, here's the thing. You can get a sauna for $700. You can get one for a couple thousand, which is the one that I was going to buy for my own personal use. And then you can get one for $6,000 or sky's the limit. I mean, I know people who have spent over $30,000 building their own custom sauna, and that's absolutely fantastic as well. I have a few clients who actually custom built one, beautiful, really, really nice. So you can go for whatever your level you like. Meaning, like if you do wood-based, I really like the hemlock or I like the beechwood. Those are hypoallergenic. So those I'm a big fan of. I don't do cedar because the smell is associated with it. And I work with a lot of people with chemical sensitivities. So if you're looking for one on your own, again, I will link up the different levels. If you want a really pretty one, like a nice wood box one, you can get them for anywhere from $1,000, $2,000 all the way up. Now, if you want one you don't care necessarily about how pretty it is, but does it work really effectively? I love the one that I got. That's by Therasage. Again, like I don't own that company. I think they're a great company, and I wanted to try it out. And I said, well, if I can get one from basically a few $100s that people can use, I don't even know how long it will last. A decade? Like that seems like it's what, $70 a year, like a couple dollars a month. I don't know what that equates to. But anyway, I really believe that this is probably something we should all be doing. And the reason is this, that we are accumulating toxins on a daily basis. And the easiest way to get rid of a lot of those is through sweat. That's the bottom line. And it causes us to also slow down, sit in the sauna. This one by Therasage that I was talking about, you can actually keep your hands outside of it and you keep your head outside of it. It's good for a lot of people with maybe blood pressure-based issues, those types of things, or eye-based issues, maybe like glaucoma or eye strain, really, really nice. And it just allows you to sit in and relax. I thought it was fantastic. Again, I've been using it myself. I paid for mine, so I just want you to know, like I paid for the sauna. So fantastic. That's all I have to say. 19 minutes or more, 4 to 7 times a week. of a sauna. If you can do that, even if it's a sauna at your local YMCA. Buying a gym membership just to use the sauna would be worth it. It really would be. Hopefully this helps. Please try to spread this information with as many people as you can. And thank you once again for tuning into another Cabral Concept. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.